Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with business partner and co-host James Mason. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Happy belated St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
No, it's belated. I assume that St. Patrick's Day was yesterday because how green the market was.
Dude, that was bad.
You know what? You don't even need to say. You can't say it's bad when you laugh like that. When you laugh like that, that is confirmation that it was awesome.
Oh man! All right. Yeah, it was awesome, Todd. Great job. Oh, all right, everybody. Drop a 1 in the comment section if it was horrible. Drop a 1 in the comment section if it was very horrible. So you got 2 options there.
I got my finger on the ban button.
All right, everybody. So Dow futures are currently down 135 points. S&P 500 is currently down 19.5 points, and the market actually gapped up. So it's just, I mean, if you don't understand like how this works, then I don't have time to explain it today. We're moving on. All right. So, wow, yesterday. Well,
who was surprised? We called it here.
Yeah,
we again put this on the. We need a big freaking scoreboard. That's what we need, because right now we'd be winning.
There's no point even having like the little the loss tally on it. Just have the winning tally, and that's it. Like, don't even.
And we just go ding,
ding, ding, and we just ding. Yeah, we won another one. Yeah,
No, and seriously though, we talked about this yesterday, and you and several of our members were heavy inputs in previous days that were all the signals were signaling to a bearish momentum or bearish trade, and we just said be careful. Like, it hasn't happened. And then yesterday in our show, we even talked about how the SPY showed that the whale money, or the eye was showing that they're going to be bullish, and sure enough, they were. It was bullish hard, and the thing to learn from that, and the thing that you and I talked about in the pregame, was that you didn't have to take a call and run with it, but you sure you didn't have to get into a put and lose money. You could have sat on the sidelines. Yesterday I sat on the sidelines and watched it, and I felt very, very easy.
Yeah, I even stated yesterday that I was going to just wait it out. I mean, there was no point of trying to guess what the market was going to do before it even made a move. I mean, let's look at the 5-minute chart. So here's a SPY yesterday, and man, just chop city right here. Like, I mean, if you nailed it right, I mean, cool, as long as it was a day trade. But man, if you tried to hold on to puts right here, or actually if you tried to hold on to calls right here, and then this happened, you're probably crapping your pants. And then you probably went with puts, sold for that loss, went with puts, and then here we are. You crapped your pants again. I mean, that's why I didn't trade yesterday. And I'm glad that I didn't.
You know, it's like 25 basis points and the market does that. Could you imagine if they gave us 50 basis points, how the market would have just screamed?
Oh, it would have doubled.
No, we've talked about the term baked in, and clearly 25 basis points was absolutely baked in. And I'm going to even suggest that 50 basis points would have been baked in. We would have had a green day. Obviously, we wouldn't have been up 8 points or the percentage it was, but we would have been up. We would have been green even with 50 basis points.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody in TTBB who has Twitter access, because there's still probably about half of y'all who have never sent their information into Johnny. But whatever, it still pays us the same. So, anyways, I pushed it out that I feel conflicted even considering any kind of bullish trade, but the eye is literally signaling bullish. I mean, and what I've learned with the data that we created is if the SPX is trading over $1 billion in either direction, whether it's long or short, and for all the people who keep asking about, is it just options? Like, I get this question all the time. I'm tired of answering it. Is it just options? Or, what about the options they're trading? I don't know if it's just options or shares. I don't give a shit. I just want to know about the money and how they're trading it. It doesn't freaking matter if it's options or shares. So, for like the 18th time, I don't know. I don't care. But when the SPX gets in $1 billion in either direction,
net.
Like, what's that?
You're talking net, correct?
Yeah, like their holdings.
Right.
If it's over $1 billion in either direction, man, from my experience and just watching it since we created it, that was always the direction you need to start looking for just the overall market. And so far, it's been correct. Now, just because it goes over $1 billion, we have to be realistic here, guys. And I know I'm going to say this, and it's going to go through one ear and out the other for a lot of people because people just don't listen. But just because it breaks that $1 billion threshold in either direction, it doesn't mean it's supposed to happen immediately. That's not how anything in trading works at all. It's just not immediate. But every time it's shifted and that money has moved $1 billion plus in either direction, the market would start to stagger out in whatever direction it was going and reverse. And it reverses hard. And, like I pushed out the TTBB, I mean, they saw the tweet. I literally said, I feel conflicted, saying that, the market potentially could go bullish with everything saying that it should be bearish. And, and also, all the other crap that came with it. And once again, I mean, it was right. I mean, did I trade it? No. But the reason why, I know some people like, oh, well, if you're so confident in it, why didn't you trade it? Well, you know what? Guess what? the day that, for all you haters out there, the day that you create something, then you can say something to me. Otherwise, you can kick rocks.
You can kick rocks.
Yeah. But anyways, the reason why I didn't trade it was because I was so biased on the bearish side. So if I was going to jump into calls, I'd have been jumping into a trade that I didn't feel confident in to begin with. Even though the data that we created is saying something else, I personally wouldn't have felt comfortable with it. And I would have constantly have second guessed everything. And with me second guessing, it would have turned into an emotional trade. And I would have probably have still lost regardless. I mean, so me personally, I didn't take it because everything just didn't line up in my mind for me. And lo and behold, it was right. Now, is it always going to be right? I don't know. There's no way to know the future like that. But so far it has been, and hopefully it continues on. Now, the eye is measuring certain accounts, like major accounts on Wall Street. And, we're talking like banks, firms, big organizations like that. And these are real people taking those trades, or at least controlling the trade in general. So it's not, I don't know, it's just not like a bunch of random crap.
And the eye doesn't measure the time frame or like if the money is options, the eye does not measure whether they're weekly options or they're a month out or 3 months out.
Yeah, we don't even know, honestly, if they're trading options or shares. We don't know if they're executing or not. I mean, that there's really no way to know for sure. All those extra questions.
It's just literally dollars.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's all this game is, guys. It's just dollars, money in, money out. As simple as that sounds, people cannot grasp that whatsoever. The stock market is just money in, money out. It's that simple.
So we talked about offering a service to our members for exactly that. For if you are not a successful trader and you're losing, we'd review your losses. Let's say you're losing 25%. We'd let you send us money, and then quarterly we'd send you back like at a 5% loss, and that way you'd be money ahead from your trading.
Yeah. You know how many people are not going to understand that? Literally, people are going to go on with the rumor of they're going to start trading money for us.
It was a joke, meaning that
yeah,
we would just keep part of your money and send it back, but you would be better off because you weren't trading.
We come up with a lot of these jokes based off the damn questions that people hound us about, guys. The people who hound us about this are not even watching the show because they hound us about crap that literally we explain all the time. So that's how we joke about it.
I used to play poker with a guy, and he would always say, "Man, I hope I break even tonight because I have to buy groceries after we're done playing."
All right, so let's look at the SPY on the daily chart here. So here we are, got some Bollinger Bands up, and let me turn this volume off. All right, so this was yesterday. Currently, we're just pulling back a little bit, which, it's understandable. The people who bought the bottom right here, they're taking profits. And why wouldn't you take profits right now if you've already, moved this much up, especially with all the macro events that are still pending? Like, just because the SPY went up like this, that doesn't erase all the macro events that are literally taking place currently and on the horizon. All it takes is for the United States to get pulled into a war, and all this just goes out the door on, to the bullish side. Well, logically speaking, knowing this market, SPY probably hit 500 then. But, logically speaking, that's what it technically should do. But from a technical analysis perspective right here, when looking at this 1 year, 1 day chart with the Bollinger Bands up, the white line right here is 9 EMA. This reddish pink line is the 86 EMA. And so we're looking at this middle Bollinger Band line right here, this blue one. We see the gap up above it yesterday. It comes up here. It's hitting some resistance, and it's just pulling back today. It's understandable. This thing will probably kind of chop around this range for a few days. I mean, hell, it could go up today. Hell, I don't know. But just generally speaking, with how stocks tend to trade with this pattern, or not pattern, it's not a pattern, it's just a setup right here. When it makes a gap up like that, and you see the Bollinger Band line still pointing downward like this, that overall direction and sentiment is still negative. So as this pushes up like this, one, you have people who are upside down on this. You have profit takers down here, and it causes it to kind of get stagnant. Usually once it gets into that middle range, until it levels out and then starts pushing up. Now, in the past, we have seen the SPY, even recently, where it does this and literally it doesn't go sideways. It literally just goes up. Is it going to do that now? Nobody knows, except for Jerome Powell. But other than that, what I'm kind of looking for here, guys, I do expect today really to kind of be choppy. We may, and I'm probably going to be wrong here, but if this thing does kind of bounce and pushes up, if it breaks above this 435.62 range, we may test this 437.44. I'm not going to hold my breath on it. But then, hell, this thing could push up hardcore up to the 86 EMA. Now, if it pushes up hardcore past this, then I'm going to expect a fierce resistance right off that 86 EMA. But based off of what we're seeing in pre-market right here, and Todd, watch my time for me.
Yep.
Based off of what we're seeing pre-market right here, and kind of backing out and looking at this 5-minute chart, we did have that end of day rally. Profit takers right in here. It's going to do whatever. And probably coming out the gate, probably see it spike up right here, make a little bullish move. We'll catch some resistance. If we do break above this 435.60, we'll probably see some pretty decent resistance around that 437 range, just depending on how quickly it pushes up. Now, if it's a slow grind up, we may break through that and keep going. But if this thing comes out and pushes up pretty rapidly, the quicker it pushes up, the stiffer that resistance will be. And you can pretty much expect it to roll over and pull back. Now, if it does that, if it pushes up quickly, meets that fierce resistance, and then starts to pull back, you can pretty much expect it to be choppy. Or that's the way I'll expect it to be, at least. But yeah, now if it decides to break down here, technically speaking, this 432 range should hold up as a support, technically. Now, if you're going to day trade this, be sure to have extra day trades to manage this entirely if you're trading options. I don't know why some of y'all try to day trade with no day trades available. It makes it kind of hard to day trade with no day trades available. So just please, I know I'm coming off as being just sarcastic, but I promise
it's true. It's true.
Yes, we hear it all the time, every damn time. I can literally, on any platform, I can literally say, be sure you have extra day trades available. And then somebody's within an hour is going to say, man, I'm stuck in this trade. Do you still feel this way about it? Because I can't sell it until tomorrow. I'm like, do you not have any day trades available? No, I don't. Oh, well.
Or 2 days from now, we'll be like, hey, what's your thoughts on this situation? And we're like, why didn't you take profits? Oh, I didn't have any day trades available. Why did you get the trade? And
2 days. Hell, we have people hitting us up 2 months. Like, but we haven't been in that trade for 2 months. Yeah. I'm like, why are you still holding it? And they'll be like, I don't know, just didn't sell it. I'm like, shit, I don't know what to tell you.
We're 10 minutes out.
All right. So let's take a quick run through the comments. Todd, while you're looking through the comments, I'm gonna continue to talk about SPY.
Right. And I have a ticker for you to look at too.
All right. So I am expecting as we approach the market today, open market today, I am expecting it to be just, generally choppy, which means I'm going to just probably stay light in my trades still. Now, being that the eye is pushing or has been pushing pretty hardcore bullish, and with this momentum, we're probably going to have a lot of people who are feeling like, oh yeah, we found the bottom. And the issue still remains here. Like, let's not forget this at all. The issue still remains. We just decided as a country to kick this can down the road until May. And let's see, a month from now, well, we're just going to replay these videos and basically just say the same thing. Because that's how it's just going to be. I mean, Todd, am I just being truthful or what? I mean, that's what's going to happen here.
We're not really going to replay the videos, people. That was a joke.
We might. All right. So yeah, like a month from now, I mean, we're kicking this can down the road, and once we get to that time frame, we'll probably be talking about the same shit. I mean, actually, we might be talking about it going bearish because it has moved up so much as well. We might, hell, for all as we know, we might test all-time highs again, which would be pretty damn insane. Because I really, honestly, with everything that was going on, I was for real expecting SPY go down to 370 by mid-April. And I mean, hell, it still could. I mean, it really still could.
Say we're a ways off from mid-April, so there's a war going on, so stuff could still happen.
Mm-hmm. All it takes is one miscalculation over in Europe, and shit. All we know is stock market might not even exist anymore at that point. And then I guess it really doesn't matter which way you traded. But yeah, I mean, we still get that stat. You never know. But I mean, had the Fed not come in and keep trying to prop up the market, I fully believe we'd already be around, maybe not necessarily 370 at this point, but we'd be under 400 for sure. But it is what it is. I mean, we can only trade with what the market gives us or how the market screws us, depending on which side of that trade you're on. So, all right, Todd, what ticker you want me to look at?
Take a look at ticker PIK, Kid Pick Corp. Up 90% right now. Signed a deal with Disney, and a lot of times these stocks, when they make an early morning run, they pull back. This one's flagging pretty good on so I'm looking at the 5-minute candle, so it might have some possibilities there.
All right. It has 7.6 million shares outstanding. Let's see. All right. So really not much data to it. Hold on a second. So the news is that, let's see, teams up with Disney to celebrate the release of Cheaper by the Dozen. And who gives a shit about that? This thing is going to get squashed. This is a bearish setup in my mind.
Short locates are expensive. They're 13 cents for a stock that's trading at $3.50.
Ooh, I don't know. I might be wrong on that then. That, like you said, that's extremely expensive for this PPS range to the short side. And we're talking about through Centerpoint, the broker who has the best locates and gets the most out of anyone else. If they're that expensive a Centerpoint at this PPS range, people are not going to be going in heavy shortness.
No.
It'd be too costly. I mean,
I wouldn't even buy any. I wouldn't even take a couple hundred shares. It's just not worth it.
How much you say, 25 cents?
No, 13 cents.
Oh, 13 cents?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, damn, that's expensive.
So if this gets chased at the open, if you look at the daily, it's got a lot of room. I mean,
Man, and with that share structure being so low, so right here with this situation, I mean, before I heard Todd say about the locate fees through Centerpoint, with this setup or this entire picture that we now have, we have a stock that is currently trading at $3.50 per share, which I mean, I know it's up 90%. I get that. And I know a lot of people like, oh, it's up 90%. It's going to go down. Well, that ain't always 100% true. This thing has, what did I say, 7.6 million shares outstanding. Man, that ain't crap.
I'm trying to find out where I saw it, but the family the family group that owns this owns like 5 million shares, and so the float's actually tighter than 7 million.
And it's already traded 10.7 million so far in pre-market.
And they did an offering back in October, but that offering, according to FlashSec, looking at their filing, says that the directors, officers, certain stockholders agreed not to offer issue seller contract shares for 180 days after that closing of that offering. And that was October 6, 2021. So that
is there any stipulation that if it gets above a certain range that they can sell it?
Nope. So
all right. Yeah. So yeah, honestly,
I just don't know what the breakout price is. That's why I keep you around.
I mean, to the long side, I mean, it's so hard. With the entire picture that we have right here, it's so long to actually pinpoint a breakout price, just because, I mean, logically it doesn't make sense to go long on this. Like, that's some weak ass news for real. But really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the news is. It just matters if people are buying the shit. And
yes, it's how they respond to the news. And right now, it's up 90%. We're 2.5 minutes to the start of the market.
All right. So with this only having 7.6 million shares available, I mean, there's no telling how much FOMO this thing would get behind it. And then we have also those expensive short locate fees, which you have to locate your shares before you can even short it. So the ticket to the party here is 13 cents per share just to say I can enter the parking lot. That ain't getting into the door.
Feels like we're driving to Disney.
Yeah, be careful. You might get traffic there. With the new news that came out for Disney. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. This one might go parabolic, but overall, I mean, I still kind of am leaning towards the short side, just because that's some weak news. But man, that's very expensive for those locates, and this thing not to have really made much of a move. I mean, I know 90%, I get that shit, but like, you got to balance that shit out, because like, if you don't time this right and you pay expensive locate fees, man, you are upside down big time. So Todd, that's all I have for today. Do you have anything else?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Recon. He announced his birthday. Hope you have a great day.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
And then, hey, when do leprechauns cross the road?
When
the light turns green. What happens when a leprechaun falls in the ocean?
What happens?
They get wet, of course.
That's stupid. What happens when I cut Todd off? Anyways, y'all have a great day. Trade safe, trade smart, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.